Hello, and welcome to the first episode of MetalDisciples.com's The Vinyl Vault. In 2013, I completed a video project called 365 Days of Metal, where I covered a different album every day for a whole year. While 365 Days of Metal was fun, it was also quite grueling coming up with a new video every single day. So, when the project finished up, I was definitely ready for a break. Funny thing is, after a while, I started missing making videos. Another 365 was out of the question, so I came up with some ideas for some new video segments that I could film whenever the urge strikes me. The Vinyl Vault is one of the ideas that I came up with. For the last year or so, I've been pretty well obsessed with collecting heavy metal albums on vinyl. Ever since music went digital and all the music stores started going out of business, I've missed the hunt of going into stores and pouring through the racks looking for interesting and obscure music. I used to spend hours in Tower Records going through everything looking for a new discovery. The internet makes finding music relatively easy these days, at least in digital format. Vinyl presents more of a challenge because old vinyl can be scarce, and new vinyl is often produced in small runs because of low demand. There are still a number of vinyl record stores hanging around, and when I learned about several in my area, I went to check them out. I was immediately hooked. It was just like the old days, flipping through all the titles, looking for a hidden gem. Plus, you have to love the large album covers and artwork, lyric sheets. Digital is convenient, but vinyl offers some pretty cool things that digital does not. Some people say vinyl sounds better. I've never had a good enough ear to really be able to say whether that is true. Maybe it does if you have a big, expensive turntable system, but I rather prefer listening to vinyl on a cheap Sony turntable that plays the music the way it must have sounded back in the day. You can find all kinds of old vinyl for really cheap at the used stores. I've picked up mini albums for $1 or $2. Newer vinyl, though, will probably run you almost twice as much or more than an iTunes download. For me, this makes me a little more discerning when it comes to buying newer vinyl. Anyway, welcome to my latest musical obsession. I figure I'll normally cover 2 or 3 albums an episode since there's so much cool vinyl out there, but since I've already been talking for a while, I'm just going to start with one today. Today's album isn't actually a metal album, but I'm sure you'll all be familiar with the band's singer. From 1974, this is the blues rock band Elf and their second album, Carolina County Ball. The album's vocals are handled by none other than Mr. Ronnie James Dio. There he is right there. Elf was the band Ronnie played with before he joined Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow. I haven't read any in-depth history on Elf, but apparently Elf used to open for Deep Purple. Ritchie Blackmore, of course, played guitar for Deep Purple. When Ritchie decided to form Rainbow, I'm guessing he thought that singer from Elf would work out pretty well. Hindsight tells us that, of course, that worked out very well. I've never been a huge fan of Elf personally. The music it's alright, but it's not really my style. Ronnie's vocals, of course, are brilliant, but otherwise, I rather prefer his later work. I'm a bit of a Ronnie James Dio completist, so when I was out looking through record bins and I came across this album, I jumped on it despite the rather steep price tag. I figured you probably don't see a lot of these around. Turns out I've seen a couple other copies since then, but I think this one is in better shape, so I'm glad to have made the purchase. Alright, well, I hope there's some other vinyl fiends out there that will be interested in this series. Maybe some of you that have never considered vinyl will become interested after watching a few episodes. We'll see. Okay, that's all for today. I hope to be back soon with another video. Take it easy.